I don't know what to do with my hands.
Put him down by your
Well,
side, Rick.
everybody, I guess that's our guest today, Derek Cat, as you see him. He does, yeah. So
Hi,
that's
Mom.
a good way to start. But welcome to the King's Pit Pass podcast. This is going to be episode 2. We are going to be talking about fast repairs, and a wonderful discussion will be definitely had about that. It's going to be very civil, maybe we'll see. But yes, I'd like to introduce my co-host Joshua King. And then, like I said, our
What's
guest
up?
Derek Cat over there, part of the Royalty
Yep.
Racing. He just got done racing in top tier as well. But Derek, welcome
Royalty
to the show.
Motorsports.
Royalty Motorsports. Sorry, I have so much going on. Sorry, I just did the broadcast and now I'm jumping into this. But
Sorry, you're good.
anyways,
Good.
Derek, tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Well, my name is Derek Cat. I like long walks on the beach. I'm a Leo. Um, let's see. I'm about yay tall, about yay wide. Been sim racing for about 18 months now. Mostly oval. Got hooked up with you guys not too long ago. It's been a great experience for a couple months. Really had the chance to kind of build some team chemistry. So I'm enjoying that. You know, we're working together. You guys got me involved here in top tier tonight. This is my second race with them. Good league, like the admins. The racing leaves a little bit to be desired, but I think that'll get cleaned up and it's good going forward, man. It's a good hobby to have. I'm meeting good people like y'all and everybody else watching and can't beat it, man.
Awesome. Well,
So tell me about you.
we've already told us about it, so
I want
we're
to hear
good.
more.
Yeah, well, you've already heard enough in our own Discord. You've already heard enough, so we're good. Um, but no. But speaking of top tier, the race, both of you guys were in it. I was broadcasting. What was said over comms? Like, I don't get to hear any of that. Was there really anything going on? Like last week, we heard there were some issues. Was there any of that this week?
Um, I don't think it was that bad. I think people were visibly frustrated, uh, rightfully so. You know, there were some really crazy moves, some extremely aggressive driving very early, just no reason for that, causing a lot of wrecks. And but I don't think anyone went too far like last week. I think it was just overall frustration and um, placing the blame. We'll get to it, but placing the blame on certain people or types of drivers, that's not. I
Well,
don't think that's a thing. You can sponsor Sim Racer. Okay, very good. What's your thoughts, Derek, on the comms tonight?
So comms tonight, I thought last week was definitely more had more of like an official race feeling. You know what I mean? It was just kind of I hate to say the word toxic, but not enjoyable. Uh tonight people were audibly frustrated, that's for sure. You know, some of the driving was a little aggressive, setup was a little loose, track was a little hot. But I don't think it was quite as bad tonight. People maintained a little constraint, I think, as far as voice comms goes, so that was good. Um, but yeah, definitely a better experience than last week. Not that last week was horrible, but getting better.
good to know. Like I said, I don't get to hear any of that up in the booth, so I was curious to see how it was this week comparative to last week. But both of you guys finished well. Josh, you finished 11th, Eric 16th after not so great qualifying runs.
Yeah.
What happened there with you guys? You guys practiced a lot of that, but
Well, actually, this week I don't think we got too much practice in. We practiced quite a bit for Iowa. We knew that was going to be a slick track. Um, I got kind of thrown off because qualifying was 5 minutes sooner. And so I'm kind of a rush to get down here anyway to get on time for an 8:25 qual. So right off the bat, you know, I'm already behind the eight ball and feeling it. So I think I got like 2 practice laps and then my quality laps. So I mean, that's not an excuse. That's my fault. I should put practice time in. But yeah, that was just feeling a little rushed, a little hectic.
that's fair. What about you, Josh?
Um, I obviously had a pretty rough race last week. I think like the whole team did. And then for any of you new people watching this, potentially they cap it at 36 drivers make the field. At that point, when you go into quali, I didn't know exactly how many were in there when I got in the truck. So I was just a little nervous about setting a time. Talked to Kenny a little bit yesterday about, or today, either way, about his times he was running. It all kind of mixes together after a while.
Feel ya.
And so my goal was to run the first lap as a warm up, make sure I put in a lap time, something that was just, quality. And then the second lap, I'd push it a little bit, miss the bottom in the 1 and 2. And then by that time, I was already behind my pace. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to take it smooth into 3 and 4. I did. I improved, which was good. First lap wasn't quick. But yeah, after I saw only 33 trucks in the field to start, felt a little bit better. And then I kind of came across comms in the team chat and said, you know what, we're all kind of starting in the back, but good news is we have plenty of time to react to some incidents, and it ended up being a really good thing because those first couple incidents were in the front of the field.
Yep.
And worked out for all of us, and before you know it, we were all sitting in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you guys definitely were. Derek was up in the top 5 at one point in the race too. So he was having a good run, and unfortunately got taken out. And I could say that because the driver that did take you out did apologize for that, which was very awesome. Shout out to Nick Baum there for owning up to that, which I know Derek appreciates, and we all appreciate that because that's the type of racer that you want to race against, somebody that can own up to their mistakes.
100%.
So
Yep, agree with that.
But-
and thank you, Nick. I appreciate that apology. Really do, dude. Thanks.
So, as far as the race goes, I mean, we got a good green flag run into the end of the race. I mean, did you guys have fun? I had fun at least broadcasting it. It was nice to actually be able to talk about some racing.
Yeah, I think everyone had a good time. As far as our team, Andy Buser, he's not officially part of our charter in Top Tier, but he's officially part of Royalty Motorsports, and he just came in after we filled the team. So he had a really good run. Derek got some stage points, and at the very end, I did a really good job of saving tires those last 2 green flag runs, and was probably 1 lap away from passing for 10th. But man, the truck was a real big chore to handle by that time, either on the inside or the outside. I was just trying to keep it together so I didn't go from 11th to 18th in the last lap, something crazy. But yeah, I'll kind of let Derek tell you how his race went, and I got some other stuff to say.
Oh yeah, it was definitely almost like a football game, right? It was like a tale of 2 halves. First half was rough. It was like quite a few wrecks. I don't even know how many green flag laps we got, even the first half of the race. But then it was like once we hit halfway, it cleaned up and we started getting longer runs, and we had that good long run at the end. So can't really complain about the second half. I wish we could have got it sorted a little sooner. I think it'd been a little more fun, but definitely, a better second half, I think, for all around. I think everybody had a lot more fun that one. It's always good to get good long runs in and kind of, see who manages their tires and who doesn't, and do a little racecraft. So that's always fun. And that's how you learn also, not just blowing doors off on running quality laps every lap.
Yep, exactly, precisely. So what were you wanting to talk about, Josh? What were you wanting to bring up?
I think we're 2 weeks into season 2, right? I don't know what the average car count was in season 1, but I want to say it sat around 16, 17 cars every race. And it was really, really clean racing. Kenny mentioned tonight over voice chat that we had 8 races last year that were caution free. And I want to shout out to everybody that I think it's important we realize that there was a lot of rapid growth in this league very quickly from not only in one season, but from different cars, right? So not only do we have a bunch of new people and a lot of different skill levels, to Brady's point, but we're all driving a different vehicle now, and we're all kind of adjusting to that. A vehicle that has been updated since the last time I raced the trucks. I don't know about you guys or a lot of the other drivers. Obviously, I can't speak for them, but I think that's part of it, as well as it's important to realize and acknowledge the fact that the 2 first wrecks and several more were up front. They were near the front. They were not the back 5-10 guys. Last week, it was a lot of the back of the field. But it's unfair to call out the guys at the back of the field when there has been just as many incidents up front from this race. And some of these guys with the higher I rating, I think they need to maybe just get a little bit less excited about where they're moving so fast. They can make passes. People will let them by. It's a clean league for the most part. I don't think any of this is intentional, but everyone just seems in such a hurry to go to the front, and it's causing even more and more mistakes. I think we all just got to give a little extra room to each other and maybe just take it a little bit more easy and not place blame on the back guys, because I pointed out tonight too in our team chat that Andy Buser, he started almost back row, I think, and he got stage points for both stages, ran up front most of the race, and starting in the back does not make you a bad racer. It doesn't make you a great racer sitting in the front, right? A lot of things happen throughout a race, and I'll call out Derek and Andy for this. Like, they both were short on time for qualifying. Andy doesn't race oval much or stock cars at all, so patience, man, patience. Derek, you got any thoughts on any of that? I know I went off on a long tangent.
Yeah, well, I'm used to it by now. It's in voice chat. So,
I mean, we both are.
But yeah, I just want to piggyback on that. I got 2 more points. Andy, good job tonight. If you're watching, you did really well, and I'm really impressed. And you did such a good job and had a good attitude about it. And good job tonight. So you definitely earned that. And secondly, I know we're talking about, kind of the difference between season 1 and season 2 with growth and Rex and all this and that. And I don't want the admins of Top Tier to feel like we're picking on them, because we're not. They're great guys. I think they're running a great league. And I think drivers will eventually self-police and we'll have that turnaround. But I don't want to feel like I don't want them to feel like we're picking on them or we're saying, you guys are messing this up or anything.
No way.
Definitely, we love the league. We love the growth. We, speaking for myself, I like being here. I like racing. I don't want you guys to think that we're bagging on you guys, because I'm not. And as far as the drivers in the league, I appreciate you all. If you're a more skilled driver, maybe offer some less skilled drivers some pointers, or if they ask, or just kind of take that mentoring role. If we can get that mentoring role and get a self-policing driver experience or core or whatever you want to call it, we can turn the league around, and it's definitely get it headed in a really good spot. I think we're in a good spot now, but I think we can make it a lot better. They kind of talk about like on race day, like Tony Stewart and those guys with driver conduct and the code. If we have a little bit of that ourselves, a little bit of give, a little bit of take, we don't have to push everyone out of the way every lap. If someone's faster, let them go. I mean, you got to know when to pick and choose, and racecraft is a big part of that, and kind of just go from there. So I just didn't want the admins or any of the drivers to feel like we're saying, we're perfect and they're not, because no, I mess up a lot.
Dude, I mean, that race last week, we all were in the back. Yeah, to anyone watching, I hope nobody takes it that way. Obviously, we love the admins. We're all good friends and competitive by all means, but it doesn't go further than that. There's no dislike or hatred there.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like from speaking of comments and stuff, it doesn't look like any of that. You have people saying that it's just um people being a little over aggressive, you got
Yep.
Jake Raven saying, that the trucks are definitely different aerally, they're more loose, and then when you get in dirty air they tighten up, get very tight, and he is
Yep.
not wrong on that. I
100%.
raced them in a league when it had them before the update and then after the update, and it was a world of difference. It was before the updates, they ran great. You can run side by side. It was not a big deal. You didn't really have a lot of throttle control. It was a great beginner class. And then now it's, man, you got to have a lot of throttle control, know a lot of mechanics of the car, just like Jake was saying as well. And a couple of people, I guess they're saying that it's, Dylan Canova said some people seem scared to race, that faster cars are trying to get to the front. I mean, obviously, yes. But, you got to realize the broad spectrum of drivers in this league, the different I ratings and stuff. I can see everybody's I rating in SDK and everything, and it is massive. From the top guy to the bottom guy is a huge gap, and everybody's in between. You got some clusters of people here and there, but it's still massive.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're gonna have fast guys, you're gonna have the slower guys. Slower guys can learn from the faster guys. Like somebody said in chat, is what you can do is watch the faster guys, save the race afterwards, and then go back and watch what those guys are doing. Watch and hear and listen to where they're getting back in the throttle, where they're getting off, and all that stuff, and what lines they're running and how the run progresses, where they start at to where they finish at. That's what I did.
Yep.
That's what I do. I watch the top guys. It's like, okay, this is where they're running, this is where I'm doing, okay, this is what I need to do, and it's helped me improve. Hell, it helped me improve in top tier last year. That's what I did. I mean, shoot, I'd started watching the guys up front, and next thing you know, I started closing and getting better. And I think that's what some of the newer guys need to do. That's just my opinion.
100%. I agree. And a lot of those top guys will help you. Guys like Kenny, Michael Weissman, Latham Joyner, like, they are nice, helpful people. Jake Raven, Jacob Wilson, they're all open, man.
Dylan Canova.
Message, ask them, yeah, I don't know the guy, but I
mean, from what he's saying in chat, he will gladly send anybody a replay with his throttle and steering inputs, so you can actually see his inputs and his when he gets on and off and everything. So I mean, for anybody watching that wants help and stuff, you got Dylan Canova over here offering up that, which is massive. I mean, he finished, fourth tonight, running up in the top 5, battling with, Latham and Peyton up there. I mean, so, and then Peyton just commented right now, Marty, that happened last year. Get over it. It's done. It's over with. I'm not even racing with you. He's going back to when I took him out at Charlotte. And then Peyton Howell just posted in there, he's down to help anyone else out that needs it. So, I mean, again, you have these top guys that are definitely willing to help people out. So, I mean, that's awesome. And that's what you want to see from a league. These top guys that are wanting to help out everybody, to make everybody faster, to make the racing better. And that's something that I can appreciate, just as a driver myself, from those guys.
Yeah,
100%.
Love it.
And Caden, yes, it is your favorite part to have me watch the chat and try not to laugh. Yes, I know. Because apparently these guys don't want to have it up and see the chat and see the comments.
I'm reading it. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay, I guess there he is.
Eric's reading it, but he's also staying focused.
Well, I like to read, and sorry, it's funny to me when they, Yes, it did, Mark.
You laugh as well. I'm all about laughter. If you're not having a good time, why are we here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh, that's right.
plus it brings these guys into the conversation as well,
I don't disagree.
Otherwise, I get boring just listening to these two guys all night.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the one that's down there?
Whatever. I talk just as much as either one of you just did.
You were a chatty Cathy tonight. I had to mute for a while.
Yeah, good.
Obviously I wasn't there that one, so that's between you guys. So oh shoot. But no. So getting to our any more comments from the race from tonight from either of you?
Nah, I think we beat that horse.
All right. So let's move into our actual main topic of fast repairs. Obviously, everybody's opinion on this is going to differ wildly. We saw it in the actual Discord from some of the people leading up to, in between the race and this podcast, saying that they have a league that doesn't have a fast repair and that it's a lot better. I mean, just going on to that, does having a fast repair change how you guys race in a league?
Yes. So if you don't mind, Josh, I'll go first.
Go
on
right
this one.
ahead. Yeah, you're good.
So I am also I run a Friday night league as well. We don't have fast repairs, and people after the initial surge of a season, right, and people get used to not having a fast repair to lean on. People do drive different. People are a little less aggressive. They're trying to save their stuff, make long laps, and honestly, the way like tonight went and last week at Iowa went, if say top tier did not have a fast repair, we could have weeded those guys out a little quicker. The guys who were, I mean, it sucks to get caught up in someone else's stuff, but it's almost like for the greater good, I mean, that those guys get weeded out or they get multiple laps down or, they get out of the main pack kind of thing. So having no fast repairs can kind of eliminate some of that aggressive driving. But you do run the risk of, innocent people getting caught up in it, which sucks. So that just kind of comes with it. But I do like having at least one fast repair sometimes, just because you do get caught up in stuff. People do make mistakes, I mean, I think we were in a race last week. I don't remember where, and I hit the wall and meatballed myself, right? It was just a clip the wall like at Atlanta or Charlotte or somewhere like that, with the D. And basically took myself out, but I had a fast repair, so I was able to get back into it. But I think anything over one fast repair, I think is asking just for trouble. Because people are going to use it like a tool, right? It's like, oh, I got a fast repair in the bank. Yeah, I can just squeeze my nose in here and spin out a guy. So they start leaning on it. Whereas if you take that tool away, it's almost like a crutch. And maybe some of those guys can either change their attitude or just not find enjoyment of wrecking themselves every race. Sorry, long-winded.
No, you're good. You're good. Josh, what about your opinions on it?
I think it was if it changes how you race, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it definitely does. I agree with Derek. I mean, when you go in with that mindset, for example, someone tonight started near the back and right as the green flag dropped, had to go to the front right away. And I mean, we're not going to name names, call people out. That's not our job. But I think without the fast repair, I think that changes the approach a little bit. I think it calms down the whole field. Someone mentioned people potentially being scared to race. I don't remember what name you said. But I think that absolutely is a thing, because, and that's okay. I think if certain people go out there and they're a little bit scared to drive for a little bit while they get the feel, hey, get the feel, man. That's the best way to learn. Because if you self-spin and go into the wall or take someone else out, all your preparation, all your practice is done for after 5 laps, but having that fast repair in the bank definitely creates more aggressiveness.
True.
And in the chat, Kelly brought up, netcode's a factor as well, too.
That's what I was going to bring up.
We've all seen since, oh, sorry. Didn't mean to steal your
No,
thunder,
you're
Bubba.
fine. You're fine. Go for it.
But, we've seen it since the beginning of this season on iRacing. It seems like netcode's been a little worse. And I know there's been internet, with all the storms and everything and servers. And, obviously our thoughts are with everybody affected by the past hurricane and the coming hurricane. But, some of that could be affecting some of the netcode as well, too. It seems to have gotten a little worse this season. So, again, you got to keep that in your mind, too. But Honestly, if I get taken out by an aggressive driver, and we don't have any fast repairs, I can live with it, I guess, as long as it's not every week, as long as there's some kind of, I don't want to say punishment because that doesn't sound correct, but if there's some justification, or penalty or something, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I thought Kelly brought up a good point in that code.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was going to bring up is netcode. Even Josh, you experienced it in one of our leagues early on in the season. I think it was the first 2 races you had a netcode, unfortunately. And that's one thing that it's like, it sucks. It's like, yeah, you helps make the racing a little bit better. But something like that where it's a netcode, it ends your day early and you did nothing wrong. The person did nothing wrong. And all your prep and everything goes to waste. And you're just like, cool. Well, now I'm out of this race. Not my fault, not their fault. Now I can't even continue. Like, this is, with the fast repair, you have it, you're able to go and everything. But like you said, on the flip side, when it's aggressively used, that's what's the unfortunate part, and that's one thing I guess with top tier last year, with obviously all the green flag runs we had and everything, I used a fast repair at a few races too, especially early on in the season, and it kept me in it because I was so new. And it was self-inflicted. It was meatballs getting in the wall, wheel damage and stuff like that, but I was able to repair and get back out there, which was nice. I was able to still get the experience, running with the guys, that were in the league, learning from them, being able to run. Yeah, I was still a lap down or two because I had a pit, but the fast repair came into play. But I think as leagues evolve and the drivers get better, I think it kind of should be taken away in a sense, because, well, now you are better, you are faster, you're not going to make those dumb mistakes, and you should be racing no racecraft, essentially. You should have your racing craft already established, know what to do, what not to do, when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive. And I think that's something that you kind of look at is the league itself, is where it's, if it's more of a beginner friendly league, then yes, have it. But if maybe when it's more advanced, maybe think about taking it away at some tracks, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, my opinion, at least for these tracks, is I think some tracks should have it comparative to where others don't. So, like road courses, I think you should always at least have one, maybe 2, because I struggle at road courses bad. I struggle at them very much. A lot of it's self-inflicted, meatball flags and everything. I still want to race. I still want to roll out there and stuff, but, obviously with one, I hit the wall a couple times, I'm already done. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts, Josh?
On
like having
road courses specifically,
or like having it like
specific tracks,
or just like having it at different tracks, like fast repairs, like, none here, 1 there, 2 there type of deal.
Yeah, I think to go back to the excuse me, to go back to the netcode thing, my experiences with netcode, and a lot of them that I've seen have been at super speedways, and I think the racing overall is more equal at super speedways, right? There's always someone that is struggling to keep the car behind the next guy. They're trying to push, not pushing the best, whatever. But overall, it takes less finesse to enter the corner, hold the bottom, exit, right? Especially more less than these last 2 tracks that we've experienced. And so I think maybe a fast repair at super speedways is kind of a cool idea, possibly. Simply because, the front of the pack today got into it on lap 1, and the back was able to avoid that. The back of the pack on a super speedway is wrapped up in that, and you're taking out 15 cars on lap 1. And, I think someone that's been running up front and staying in the draft and everything's been going smooth at a super speedway, I think maybe help offset that net code that's potential there with the fast repair. And then also some of those incidents where you're going 200 miles an hour stacked up, 30 cars under a blanket. And to Derek's point, you get involved in something that you had nowhere to go and had no choice but to, either lock it up and get hit from behind or try to drive through it and get involved in the front. That's my thoughts. Otherwise, I mean, road courses, put in the practice, and some of the more finesse tracks, same thing. Put in the practice, and racing incidents happen, and maybe none there. I don't know, but I'll have a final answer for you at the end of everything.
Fair enough, Derek. What are your thoughts on the question?
So I'm gonna disagree a little bit. I'm consistency. I want the same rules. I don't want to have to think about, hey, does this track get a fast repair? Does this track not have a fast repair? Let's just keep it. If we decide to do one, let's do one. If we decide to do none, let's do none. That way, also too, it makes it easier for the admins. We don't have race control right now, but if we do it, it'd be easier for them instead of, it's already tough enough. We don't need more variables in the equations. Kind of what I'm thinking. And I would say that I'm going to disagree with Josh on this one. I think it's harder to run like we ran tonight than it is to run in a pack in Talladega or Daytona, or I'm sorry, the other way around.
I was like,
they're
that's
both
agreeing with me.
It does take quite a skill to get used to, super speedway racing. I remember when I first started doing it, and getting that close to cars and knowing how close to the limit you are. It was side drafting and bump drafting and all that. One bad bump draft can take out half the field. So there is an art to it. It's a different skill set. And you see that with real drivers too. You got some good road course guys. You got some good super speedway guys. And all things in between. So yeah, I would just say just be consistent. That would be my suggestion. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to run their league. That's just my thoughts on, that. I don't want to take any, I don't want you guys to think I'm telling you what to do, because I'm not.
No,
I'm just here.
I don't think they're.
I'm enjoying your time, and I'm having a good time.
And this is completely in general, like any league. But now that you mentioned that, Derek, I actually agree with you. I was thinking, from myself, who I am I'd say a very good super speedway racer. Some will discount that and, discredit that, and that's perfectly fine. But some of these tracks, like Iowa last week, or New Hampshire last night, right? Some of those are the tracks that I tend to struggle with a little bit more. And so that was a thought purely from my own standpoint, what would probably be beneficial to me or most liked. Plus, as Jorge mentioned, the 2 net codes at super speedways, first 2 weeks of that season. Yeah, that definitely put a sour taste in my mouth as far as that goes. But
we know.
Jorge,
we know.
Right back to you, bud.
So just one more thing. One thing I've seen done is give a bonus point for finishing with a 0x. I mean, you can't always, sometimes it's not in your control, but sometimes it is in your control, you know what I mean? So if you get that bonus point, maybe it's something that can help you out down the road, or maybe can help people not be as aggressive. Just a thought.
I think that's a really cool idea.
That's actually not bad.
Oh yeah, you didn't race Yes Car with us because it's Wednesday, but
I know about it.
Yeah, so that's the only time I'm going to say them, and we're not going to talk about anything else regarding them. But the bonus point for 0x, Derek and I right away, when he sent the league, it was like, that's a really cool idea, because now it's kind of like an added stage point type of deal where someone is learning the car, getting comfortable with the track, didn't have a lot of time maybe, whatever the case might be, and you stay clean, you don't wreck anybody else out, and hey, you finished 25th, but maybe it's 2 bonus points for 0x, and that moves you up a spot. Now all of a sudden you have a race where you finish 7th, 6th, and those 2 extra points, we've all seen it, right? Coming down the stretch last season, 1 or 2 points made the difference in several drivers making the playoffs and not making it, or advancing in the playoffs and not advancing. So
very true.
to piggyback off Derek's point, I think that's a really cool idea.
Definitely. I definitely think it would too. And what Chad's been saying too about some of the things is if we do have a faster pair, and I guess this is something that, double-edged sword, it was also brought up in there too, is having an incident limit. I know that happened in Yescar. I know bringing them up again, I know I'm sorry, but again, it's the only thing that I have. But it did happen to you where you got DQ'd because of an incident limit and everything. And that's what people in chat are saying is if there is one fast repair, have an incident limit. But again, if you get caught up in other people's crap, you get DQ'd. I.e. what happened to Josh at, I think it was Bristol when you guys were racing. I mean, what are your thoughts on that of if we do have a rash repair in a league, putting an incident limit out there, penalty after so much and then a DQ? I mean, what do you guys think, Derek?
Compromise. I think it's a good compromise. It incentivizes clean racing as much as you can. It does give you a crutch thing back on in case you do get caught up in somebody's stuff or you do make a self mistake. And weeds out some of the I don't want to say less skilled, but maybe some of the more aggressive, non-caring drivers, and makes it a little cleaner. I think it cleaned it up. I think it's a good idea.
What do you think, Josh?
I think it could go both ways. It didn't work in the other place, but I think it could. And it depends on what the incident limit is. That race that you're referring to, I might have caused like the first incident, and then for the rest of the race until I got disqualified, I was involved in every single thing that you could possibly find, and it really sucked. But that's, same kind of deal with using one fast repair, right? But the reason it could be worse is because you still have those points to play with, right? If you're if you're a super aggressive driver and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm this guy won't move out of my way right this second. Turn him around and it's 2x, it's 4x. Like, okay, it still could take to lap 90 of a 100 lap race to potentially get that person out of the race while they're causing havoc the whole time. Meanwhile, Joe Blow, that happens to be one of the cleanest drivers in the league, was behind every incident and had nowhere to go or got ran into by someone who wasn't paying attention, and he's out of the race already on lap 40, and he did nothing. So, I mean, again, fast repair or not, incident point or not, I think everything, all of that has the potential to work in any league. But Derek and I saw that one fail miserably, and I'd be afraid of the same thing.
True. That is very true. But I think, I don't know, I guess this is where thankfully we're not all admins, because this would be a nightmare situation to deal with. Because the bonus points I think would help. Chad is saying the same thing. They think it's a good idea as well. Help promote the clean racing. Again, it's a double-edged sword of incident points. Like you said, somebody clean gets taken out, i.e. Josh. Yeah, he caused one incident that race, but then the rest were just somebody else's mess. And
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where it's like, you want to do something that's going to help the league, help any league out. And it's just like, okay, there's really no one correct answer on it.
Definitely.
It's just one of those things where it's like, it's all good ideas. Honestly, I think the bonus points would definitely help clean up a lot of leagues, not just this one and what's going on, just any league out there. I think that incentive to get a couple bonus points, like you said, Josh, it bumps you up, it bumps you up a couple spots, okay, yeah. That's great. Now you got some bonus points, like you said. Now it's the difference between making the playoffs and missing it, and making the next round and missing it. Those bonus points can add up. I mean, okay, you have the guy that's running in front of you in points has had, a good year. You've had just a decent year, just right behind him, just can't get around him. But he's been in a couple incidents. You've been clean. Well, you shoot past him and you're in the playoffs. He's not. You've been a clean racer this whole race and you got rewarded. Now you're in the playoffs fighting for a championship.
It could come down to that. I would hope that it doesn't. I mean, obviously, this is any league, right?
Yeah,
Again,
this is just any.
for everyone watching.
Yeah, this is not
but
specific for top tier. I'm just saying for any league in general.
right, yeah, we're not. Yeah, so I think it's important to follow the point structure if that's the case, right? You every position can't be worth 2 points more than the last guy, and then the bonus points are 10 for a 0x. Like you can
Well,
have
yeah.
people in the playoffs that have finished 25th every race, and I mean, like you said, Jorge, it absolutely could come down to one position, one clean race in the last race of the season, but more than likely it doesn't separate by that much. You're still going to have, if it follows the point system correctly, you're still going to have to be more than consistent to be able to get into the playoffs. You know, a clean race every
Yeah.
race, but a back marker, those 2 points aren't going to make
no.
or break your season, but it will make you feel better and, you know, keeps you out on the track, gets you more track time. I mean, a lot of positive to the bonus point, I think, or points.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I think it'll help. And I know the guy that's running in the 20s ain't going to be making the playoffs. But I'm talking the guy that's running just on the outside, the cusp of it, because 12 make the playoffs. And the guy that's been running 14th, 15th all year, you know, a couple drivers have missed races enough, you know, or whatever the case. He's just on the outside, but those bonus points have added up where those other guys haven't had those. He launches himself into 12th because of those bonus points. Oh, shoot, he's in the playoffs. Still not a bad driver, but he's still in the playoffs, and he's going to have that banner on his truck and has that shot to fight for it, you know? I mean, the first round for top tier is Martinsville and then Talladega. I mean, Talladega, that's a wild card race, you know?
Yeah.
So, and as we know at Talladega, sometimes a little incident can propel one driver into the next round and another one on the outside looking in.
Yep.
I'm just thankful it's not a decision I have to make. We can sit here and armchair quarterback it, you know. But
Exactly.
no decision makes everyone happy, and I'm just glad I don't have to make it. I can just show up and run in a good league.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's all I'm happy
exactly.
for.
Yeah, we can all disagree on every one of these questions, topics, and it doesn't impact us one bit. You know, that's the point of it, is just create discussion and, you know, have some fun with it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, we don't have to worry about any of these things. And like I said, chat's been doing the same thing. They've been arguing, going back and forth and everything, which has been, you know, pretty changing. They're pretty much saying the same things that we are and everything. You know, a little bit more in depth. You know, you got a couple of different guys in here that are kind of going back and forth. They like the no faster pairs, you know, promotes the clean racing, you know, throughout the whole league and stuff, you know. Some like the one, but then the incident limit.
Mhm.
It's all over the place, you know, just kind of how we are and everything. But you know, it's obviously a very touchy subject because we've got a lot of people chiming in on that.
It can be.
So, I mean, obviously, you know, with the last two races here at top two being abnormal from what we've seen, you know, could some of these rules help it?
Yeah.
Possibly,
Maybe.
you know, but
again, we're not, you know, we're not trying to fix the league.
No.
There's nothing wrong with the league. I think it's just someone in the chat right before I joined in here said that it's just growing pains and mentioned some other things that I've mentioned. And I agree. You know, I mentioned to in the voice chat, the team chat earlier, like we were talking about some different things, and you know, nobody's at fault, and it's not a bad league.
no, far from it.
It was a fun race this week. You know, Derek said race of two halves, right? First one is kind of like, oh, we're going down that path again, man. And then we got some decent green flag runs into the second half of the race, and made some strategy interesting near the end there for a few of us. And you know, I thought overall good rebound. It showed everyone what the league is capable of and what we're all capable of on the track.
Yeah, it definitely did, and for sure. Looks like we got a couple of visitors. At least Derek has a couple of visitors in the background.
Oh, you see Charlie?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Stinky lab.
There's a couple in there. There's a younger one, I think, in there too.
Yeah, he's in my knucklehead.
But
Yeah, I think got a good. Like I said, I don't want to bag on the admins. I think they're
oh
doing a
god,
good
no.
job. I think they're doing a good league. If I didn't think it was a good league, I wouldn't be here. If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be here. It's easy to bail out, if you're not having a good time. But I have fun racing with you guys. I have fun racing with all the other drivers in the league. So I think just clean up a little bit and self-police, and we'll be good, man. Give and take. So it's all about.
Yep.
After the end of the game, it's just it's just a game at the end of the day. So we're not,
Oh,
it's a
that's
free
gonna
league.
fire chat up.
Oh, I know. I was just waiting. I'm like,
It's a
you
free
just said it
league
was
and
a
Yeah.
game. It's like,
pay for it, right?
oh man.
RA's already looking. He's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, you said it. And I'm like,
What?
oh shoot. All right, here we go.
game,
Here we go.
people.
Yeah.
That
Have
I'm gonna
fun with
disagree with
it.
you. It is not a game. It is far from a freaking game. But that's a discussion
No
from
one in
another.
here is making a living doing this. This is for fun. This is to take our minds off our real lives or whatever stresses we have.
But okay,
It's,
so fine.
and to build camaraderie.
Okay, but then okay, so when I raced go-karts in real life, that wasn't a game and that wasn't for money or anything.
You said real life.
Yeah.
But
And
it
this
was
is still
real
real
life.
life. Yeah, it's still real
This-
life.
Do you have to pay?
It's
All
for-
right. So when you get a fast repair, do you have to pay for it?
No,
Are you buying
thank
tires?
God. Thank
Okay.
God you don't have to
Okay.
buy for that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's a
Uh.
video game at the end of the day. We play it to take our minds off. To build
Yeah.
camaraderie,
Oof,
to
yeah.
give us something to focus
That
on.
could be literally a whole episode right there.
Honestly, it could, because right now,
Driver Simulator.
yeah, because you
But-
got Marty that's saying it's a sim, you got Jeremy that's saying it's a game. Caden saying it's a
Call of
game
Duty
as well. Nick
Mhm.
is saying it is a simulation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
so
whole nother
yeah, I'm like
episode.
this is all right. We just found another episode right here because this is
Wormhole.
this is
Yep.
gonna be a
Yeah,
heated
man.
one. So chat,
Give
stay
us
tuned
2
for that
weeks.
one. Save
We'll,
your comments for it. We're definitely all right, whatever. But yes, save your comments for that because we'll touch back on that. We'll have a full episode on whether it is a game or a simulation because I think that one's gonna get heated. And Derek, you're gonna have to be back on that one, so it'll be us three again for that one.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
Or it could be you two. We'll figure it out. Anyway,
I guess
Onward.
Josh doesn't want to be part of that conversation, but
no, we're just gonna mix it up, man. Gotta
Alright.
mix it up. A lot
Alright.
of capable people.
all right. So he just wants to mix it up. All right, but okay, fine. We'll close out for at least for the leagues. Do you think they should have them? Yes, no, reason why. Josh, go.
I'm gonna say no. No fast repair in a league. I think much like a race control is, no black flag waves. Make it equal for everybody. Everyone same playing field. I'm gonna say no fast repair. Just cut those people, the aggressive drivers. They'll learn because they'll be involved in some of those incidents, and they'll quickly learn not to do that again. And then I think on top of that, though, if you don't have a fast repair, I think you have to increase the penalty system. Because if Joe Blow comes up behind Bob and he's been taken out before, you be willing to bet if he knows that he can spin him and there's a chance that he takes Bob out of the race this time for taking him out last time accidentally, that's going to be happening. So I think no fast repair, but more substantial penalty system. And that's any league, obviously. This, again, not top tier. We're not trying to fix top tier. They do what they want. I'm fine with one. But if I had to make a choice tonight on a league I was running, no fast repair and strict penalty system.
All right, before we get to Derek, yeah, everybody in chat agrees with you. At least with Nick, Peyton, Caden, and Peyton said as well, you should get 25 bonus points just for saying that.
Who said that?
Peyton Howe.
Oh, I love that, Peyton. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll probably never see the guy on the racetrack because he's always in first place. But there might be a time, super speedway maybe. But yeah,
I mean,
check it out. I'm making some friends. That's not normally me. I'm usually going the opposite direction.
Hey, I mean, he does see you when he pits and you're in front of him, and then he passes you as he's on
does,
the
yeah.
So yeah, you guys see each other for a little bit. So I mean,
Yeah.
you're still there. I mean, you give him room, so I mean, he's not upset with you. So
No, that's good. There was one caution last week. I didn't pit, took the gamble. I was up in front of all those guys for half a lap till they blew past me with old tires. So, that's true. I've seen his truck out there once or twice.
yep.
Derek, what do you think?
I was about to say, yep, Derek, you're
So first off, Peyton, thanks a lot because now Josh has got a huge head and we're never gonna hear the end of it. All right. So
I mean, he's not
don't
wrong
have to
too,
motivate.
but glad you said
We're
it,
never
not
gonna
me.
Shut up now.
Couple
And
haters
as
in here.
far-
I'm going to find a new team.
You're the owner. You're gonna have to find new drivers.
That's true. That's a better option.
I'm like, you're the team owner, so I guess we're out of a job, Derek. We're done with the loyalty, I guess now.
We'll just go
Couple
start
haters.
loyalty racing.
There you
Oh,
go.
God. So stupid. All
But
right,
as far
Derek.
as the fast repairs, I just cannot in my soul bring it in me to agree with Josh, even if I want to. So I'm gonna say everyone makes mistakes. Everyone learns, right? So let's use that, especially in a league kind of like top tier. Just using for example, not picking on y'all. It's a free league. It's going to attract drivers that are less experienced. And you want those people to get the laps, get the seat time, build up, get better. If we have a rough season 2, maybe those drivers are better in season 3, if they have a fast repair, if they get caught up in something, if they spin out, and clip a wall. Mine is fit point, man. I tell you what, I'm making a list.
Making a list.
But yeah, I would just say, I've been there. I've been the guy where I'm just trying to stay out of everybody's way. And just trying to, especially like Quinn's leaders, because I mean that's another hectic for some people too. When leaders are coming up on them, they never get lapped. They're trying to get out of this way. So maybe keep the fast repair. It's not Nick. I see your comment. It's not because you spun me tonight. It's just because I cannot agree with Josh. Because if I do, I will never hear the end of it, and I have to be in Discord with him almost every night of the week.
Okay.
So I'm doing this for my own ears and for my own safety and for my own mental health.
Mhm. Well, I'll agree with Derek a little bit. If there is a fast repair in a league, I would say 1. Do not go above 1. Above 1 just allows for recklessness and an absolute, excuse my language, an absolute shit show. And we've also been there, Derek and I. So, I'm fine with 1. I'd also live with 0. But
Yep. Down my soul, I prefer 0 because that's what I run in my league. And that's what I like to see. I think it promotes cleaner racing, but just because of the fact Josh went first and picked 0, I couldn't do it.
couple of haters, man.
I haven't even answered, so how am I a hater on this one?
Been hating all night.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess Josh, you got a marriage proposal.
Is it a woman?
Yeah.
What? What is that? What is that? No, I'm out. If it's questionable,
It's Joe Blow.
It's Caden.
Bob.
Joe Blow.
No, it's Caden.
Caden.
Yeah, he's like, Josh, marry me.
Oh, I guess
Josh,
he
you're my
forgets-
favorite driver in the whole league.
I'm sure. I guess he forgets when he dumped Royalty Motorsports to go to Cucco Motorsports.
Oh, goddamn, the pressure's on me. Got Payne over here saying I don't pick the wrong one here, or else what? I'm not on track with you. I'm up in the booth.
Yeah, even scarier. He can say things to you.
That's true. That's a very good point. But no, okay. So my answer is, and this is where I agree with both, is that a free league with more inexperienced drivers, yes, you need to have the one, but I think money leagues and leagues that have more experience, no, you take it away. That's the way. That's how I feel it is, because when you're a beginner and you're in leagues that are for beginners and stuff, give them the one to go back out there to learn and stuff. I mean, I appreciated it because it would have sucked for me if when I started in top tier, I think I was racing for maybe a month and a half. I was still brand new, didn't know, bouncing off walls still. You know, I got a lot of meatballs on my own, but I was able to repair the car, go back out there like, okay, hey, don't do that. See what these guys are doing. Go back out there. I learned. I stayed out of everybody's way, which was nice, thankfully. And I was able to learn and progress as the season went on and actually was running better as the season ran on. But now more experienced league, you know, where guys have been doing this forever, you know, it's pay to get in, $50, whatever the case may be, you know, been doing this. Yeah, take away that fast repair. They should know better. They should have that knowledge of racecraft, when to be aggressive, when not to be a racecraft. And I get people make mistakes. I get it. Racing. Done it before myself. I know. Mistakes are going to happen. It's just part of it. But I think, you know, when it's beginner leagues and stuff, it should be one.
Yeah.
Yes, I took both, Peyton, but it is the truth. I mean, that's really how I feel. I mean, again, you know, you weren't there at the beginning of season 1 with me, and I was god-awful terrible just trying to keep it on track in the walls and out of everybody's way. That was literally my goal for the whole race.
That was a very political answer and very marish of you.
Yeah, I gotta kind of be in the middle there and everything, especially being a broadcaster. I can't take one side or the other of any of these situations. Got to be real neutral.
Vote for Jorge.
There you go. Do it.
We're gonna release shirts. All right, next week, releasing on Royalty Motorsports merchandise site. Vote for Jorge shirts.
Do it.
That's gonna be a thing. 100%.
And it'll be on Majestic, because Majestic is one of our sponsors. Promotional branded apparel. Josh is wearing that shirt right now, currently, as you can see. Nice and beautiful.
So you call it out.
Well, no, that was like professional. I'm impressed.
I know. He's out there. He has to promote. I mean, he's got a lot of experience promoting it because, I mean, it is his mom's company. Shout out to mom. Oh,
he said nice segue to you.
Oh, gotcha.
And I said, yeah, until you call it out.
I know, right? I thought he was
Sorry for the compliment. I'll never do it again.
Yeah, I know, right?
You guys, man, you guys are funny. This is good.
Exactly. So yeah, so basically everybody has all differing opinions on it, whether or not, I mean, everybody in thing. What's the link for the merch? I don't want to go in. Can either of you post it on the YouTube page? I hate how you say Paul Blart versus me because I am a security officer. So that is very funny. You say Paul Blart versus me. Yes, I am a security officer as well as my day job. So
I'll post it. 2 seconds. Keep going. You're good.
No, I was just saying is that Caden's like Paul Blart versus George, and yes.
Messed up.
What do you mean messed up? You called me out on it too when my radio was going off and we were in Discord.
Well, I did say Paul Blart.
Yeah, he's like, Paul Blart, turn off your thing. You're like, turn off your radio. I'm like, sorry. Oh, yeah, the Segway. Yeah, but no, I'm actually a security officer as well. No, we don't have Segways. We actually have patrol trucks or we're at a guardhouse. And I have caught rattlesnakes. Exactly.
Is the patrol truck a golf cart?
No, it's actually a Toyota Tacoma and everything. We have all of our medical. Yeah, we have all of our medical equipment in there: snake poles, shovels, cones, all that fun stuff. God damn it, Marty! So Marty's like George Samolkov for president. God damn. No, I don't. The property that I protect is 14 square miles. We do not need Segways. We need actual vehicles. And when you're dealing with rattlesnakes, I don't feel like having one right next to me as I'm trying to dump it off somewhere.
I just posted that merch link for whoever was asking for it in the YouTube channel. Appreciate that. Get yourself some merch. Help out Royalty Motorsports. And yeah, if you guys saw me wearing the hat last week, anyone out there watching, the hats are legit, man. Everything is made to order. This is a basic T-shirt, but I had a stitched polo on last week, stitched hat.
He looks very
Lots of
professional.
different logos you can get on it. A ton of different colors, dude. The purple polo I just went with because, obviously purple, but there's literally like 20 different colors just for the one polo option that you can choose from. Get any of your favorite logo on there that we have available. And then also, hopefully soon, we're going to start carrying some
upside down
top
pillow.
tier. Yeah, there you go. Some
I
top
wonder what the
tier
fuck this upside down pillow was.
merch, hopefully soon, to show the love to the whole league. But yeah, Jorge.
Yeah, well, I guess you did not post it in the chat because it's not popped up.
I did post it in the chat.
No,
I see
you
it for
didn't.
myself.
Oh God.
It's right above Caden saying "be a lot cooler if you did" to whatever he was saying that to. I don't see it. What the heck? It's weird. I did post it.
Yeah, no, I saw
Let
you
me try
posted
again.
it and it didn't work, and I did post it too. I posted it as well in the chat, and I guess at least on mine is showing is. I don't know.
What are you
All right.
arguing about?
Well, the link, if it's posted for the merch site, I'll post it in the top tier somewhere, wherever Drafty prefers me do that. But anyway, yeah, let's keep rolling. The old man has to be in bed here pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're already over an hour into this podcast session for us.
Just over.
Yeah, just over and stuff. The last thing that that I was gonna say was officials. Should officials have it? I think we could probably all have the same answer on that one. Just do a general blanket yes or no. Derek, I'll let you lead it off.
What are we talking about?
Officials.
Faster pairs and officials?
Yeah.
Because I could see if you're running like a fixed, no, but if you run an NIS with a long race, maybe one. So I don't know.
Maybe one.
Yeah.
I would say for longer races like endurance races, or I mean that's the thing too. I mean, what if you're doing the 24-hour Daytona?
Mm-hmm.
One faster pair, no faster pairs. I mean, I think like the C fixed or maybe no short races, the sprint races, but maybe longer races that you're actually putting time into.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe one in some of the longer races. I don't think, because there's so many officials and there's so many series, there's it's too hard to say. I think rookie legends, I think that's a good spot to put a faster pair possibly, because you got a lot of people just learning, and but A class 50 lapper or the open, I guess, would be 100. Maybe not. I don't know, man. Honestly, everything in official scares me nowadays, because
True.
The voice chat is so extremely toxic that the last couple times I've done officials, I haven't had a good time at all. And I mute it, but there's certain reasons you need to be unmuted to be able to hear people or even be able to communicate back. And so it's just not been a good time. And
oh no.
Nobody's ever wrong. Not nobody. Rarely are people wrong, and rarely do people come on the mic and say, "Man, I'm sorry, dude. I got loose. I'm sorry. I pushed it too hard." It's just admitting to that little mistake. But I think you add a faster pair to every single official race, and I think it will furthermore ruin official iRacing.
Yeah, and I think chat definitely agrees with you. People are like, "Yeah, I don't install. I wouldn't do this anymore. I'd be done." But then you brought it up where rookies and stuff, and they're like, "Okay, maybe have it if it's anything with a caution. You don't have a faster pair.
Yeah,
you do. You don't. If it's a caution race or anything like that." And
Yep.
I would agree with that too. Like rookies and stuff. Okay, you're learning. Again, it's kind of goes back to the league, beginner leagues and stuff. It's rookies. You're learning. You want to be able to be still out there and run. You get knocked in a rookie league. You do it to yourself. Your race is done. What did you learn?
Hmm.
I hit the wall. I'm done. Okay, well now there goes my race. Now I gotta wait however long to get back into the next one.
Yeah. Imagine it's your fifth race, first race on a new track in a rookie legend or street stock, and you, uh, you know, spin the tires on the start and go into the wall or something like that. Like, okay, so you put in whatever practice time, and then now you don't even get a chance to race. Have fun waiting another hour to make one of those rookie races because you can't race in anything else.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, the unfortunate thing. And I think, with Derek's point, the endurance races or something, yeah, sure, probably maybe have one, say we're three running an endurance 6 hours, and I hop in the car and I'm cold, I haven't driven anything, and I just go out there and smack the wall. Well, cool, now I just ruined the race for everybody. And there goes our whole race, or I was the first one out there. Couple laps in, slap the wall. Cool, our race is over. Now we all just get to sit there for 6 hours. Like, cool. Well, I don't have anything planned now. What to do?
Yep.
That person would feel terrible, and it would be that.
Yeah,
And
I don't think there's really a right answer. And
no,
I don't get paid to make that answer, and I'm glad I don't.
nope. Peyton just said endurance no because that would be death.
That would be death.
All right.
Hey, side note, real quick. Derek,
Sir,
you look like this guy.
all I see is Jorge.
That guy. You look like him. Law and Order. Sometimes.
See, I've been told I look like Negan.
Sometimes.
It's
Look
the
like
gray
that guy
bush.
right now.
I don't see Negan, but
All right, awkward pause.
all right. I've been
What's next?
waiting and run this.
Awkward.
Shoot.
Hell awkward.
Oh yeah, it always is.
I feel
So
violated now. You take a shower. I'm gonna
Well.
go cry in my safe space.
God. All right, but I mean that actually is the last thing that we had on the agenda for this. I mean, the only thing left is the random fact of the week, but that is that I am gonna say at the end of it. Any closing remarks from either of you? We've had chat blow up. We've got a new episode that we got to plan out and do, and I know chat's gonna be blowing up on that one. I know for a fact that one is. So, Josh, any closing remarks or anything?
Two things. One, thank you to everyone hanging around with us, chatting with us, showing involvement, especially these first two episodes. Not everything has been 100% smooth, right? But the races haven't been 100% smooth. A lot of these people could choose to log off of iRacing and call it a night and not want to deal with it, but they're here supporting us, listening to our insight and giving theirs. So appreciate all of you guys. You're the reason we'll keep doing it. Second thing, shout out to all three of the admins of Top Tier. Like, they are way harder on themselves than anyone is on them or could be.
Yeah.
And so Kenny, JD, Drafty, you guys are doing an awesome job. Keep it up. The racing, the first race and a half is not your fault. That is by no means any of the rules or anything like that. I know a lot of the recruitment was from other team owners, team leaders, team members, whatever. And so it's expanded drastically, but to Brady's point and kind of what we covered tonight, that's just some of the growing pains. And it's going to work itself out as long as you guys keep following the rule system that you guys have in place and keep being strict. But also, while you're out there, the three of you, remember to have fun, enjoy it. Don't just enjoy the race, but enjoy the practice time you get with your friends and the discussions afterwards with the admins who are also your friends. And I say that because I was taught by not only these two people, but a lot of other teammates of mine to always find something to enjoy about it and brush it off and have a good night. So that's my piece to the admins. Have a good time. Enjoy it.
Derek?
Oh, I didn't know if he was done yet or not. He's been talking so much. But I would say, yeah, piggyback on admins. Thank you. Drivers, thank you as well. You guys make the league fun. All you guys hanging out on YouTube, you know, it's fun doing the interaction with you guys, having this back and forth, you know, hopefully build a little camaraderie. I'm having a good time, man. And I think if you're not having a good time, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But at the end of the day, it's a game. Doing it for fun. Have a good time. Remember, all right, I'm gonna leave you with 2 tidbits of nugget. No, 2 nuggets of knowledge. There we go. We'll call them nugget knowledge. Knowledge nuggets. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
One-
New
Oh,
segment.
God. I guess.
Knowledge nuggets.
Debuted right
Come on,
here.
man.
Yep. All
Right
right.
here, right now.
Screw the random fact.
So-
We're doing this. We're going this then.
Write this down. I got 2. 1, have fun. Give and take. 2, only you can prevent forest fires. Good night.
Smokey the Bear over here.
I know, right? Jeez.
Thank you for joining the podcast with Smokey the Bear and Paul Blart.
Hey, safety third.
Appreciate you
Oh
guys.
God. But no, just to, again, piggyback off of basically what they're saying, you know, thank you to the admins. You know, you guys do a hell of a job, you know, putting on this league. I appreciate you letting me broadcast, you know, and then just letting me race in it the first season, especially being somebody new. You know, you guys took me in with open arms and have made great friendships with all of this. Thank you to the drivers in that league, you know, in that season 1 league, because I got to race with you guys in season 2. I appreciate you for putting on a great show, as you guys did in the last run. You guys put on a great show for everybody. And then again, thank you to everybody in the chat. You know, especially Caden. You know, definitely want to thank him the most. You know, you're up to what, $300 or something? You're up to $300 now.
I see what we're doing here.
Yeah, you're up to like $300 now, so I'm waiting for it, Caden. All right. But everybody in chat, no, we do appreciate you guys being along with us while we sit here and we ramble on about different things and, you know, talk about it and discuss it and, you know, argue about it. And heck, I mean, you guys just gave us a whole new episode, you know, that we didn't have planned. So thank you to that. We appreciate it, you know, and we appreciate you tuning in, you know, and giving us your time after just racing to come and hang out with us, you know. And I want to thank my 2 co-hosts here, you know, Josh, you know, for taking me into royalty and everything, you know, Derek for coming on board as well. He's also going to be one of the guys, so if Josh can't make it, it'll be me and him, or if I can't make it, it'll be him and Josh. You know, we never know who's going to show up each week, you know, between the 3 of us. You know, it's kind of scary to think about, I know, but we'll all get through it. But so my random fact is going to be a motorsport for today. It is one that I have always is blown my mind as random fact is that Toro Rosso got their win before Red Bull did in Formula One.
I have no idea who those people are or
All right.
those teams.
All right, so Josh doesn't follow Formula One. Got that.
I'll look it up though.
All
I know
right.
who Red Bull is. Obviously, Red Bull. You know.
Toro Rosso's their minor team. They're the feeder team to Red Bull, and they got their win before Red Bull did.
All right. Well, with more knowledge, that's a really cool fact. Before I was like, oh, some team beat another team first, but the same team, the lower version, that's like what, Adra? Is that Adra?
Yeah, kind of, but one's part-time or one's full-time, so that's not really a feeder type of thing.
I was
So this
yeah.
would-
I just
You
do
need
I
a
pronounce
graphic
it
here.
right?
The more you know.
God.
Stay away from getting parties.
God.
I think they all got canceled, bro.
Yeah.
Apparently, Marty's going to him.
Oh God.
Dude,
Oh jeez.
that was like so 10 years ago.
Oh God.
All right,
But-
got us, Ore.
But that is going to be for us, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it all. Have a good night, guys, and we'll see you at Dover next week at Top Tier.